Hi, welcome back to Craig's Twist 81. This is part 4 of the Age of Wonders 3 walkthrough of the Elven Court campaign. So my last video had no game audio, and I've only just started doing these videos, so I am learning, but yeah, it was a little bit mental because I finished it after 40 minutes or something and then found out that there's no audio, which was really frustrating, but this one should be working just fine. So just as a little recap, we have taken the city from Gamblag, and we're just in the process of absorbing it into our empire, or we're going to anyway. So this is an orcish town, and according to our diplomacy screen, the orcs don't have any problems with us at all, so I'm actually just going to take the orcs and absorb them into our empire. And they can actually produce some really strong units. So they're going to probably be our frontline warriors. Their razor bow are pretty good as well, but I don't think they can really compete with the elven bowmen. So we're probably just going to have some frontline orcs, human knights, high elf bowmen, and some nightshade fairies as backup. So yeah, we're probably going to have a pretty strong army. Over here we've got our crows. They're going to come over here and invite these refugees to join our empire, which will be this city here. So they were orcish refugees. We have some independents here that may or may not attack our crows, so we're going to send them off to fly straight into the forest and hopefully out of harm's way. Okay, so these are still pretty injured from the battle. These are okay. I'm going to come and take this watchtower with Reskar's army. We're getting close to Gamblag's capital. It is defended with a strong stone wall. I had some siege engines built. I hope they will be of use to you. Thank you. These siege engines will prove useful. If Gamblag thinks his city is safe beyond those walls, he's mistaken. We have many options of dealing with them. Griffin riders can simply fly over the walls, and unicorns can phase past them. Infantry, like our swordsmen, can use ladders to scale the walls, although they will be more vulnerable while climbing. So this is the tutorial campaign, really. It's the first one you do. It's for new players, and that's why she's kind of hiding her tutorial beginner hints in dialogue. But yeah, there is especially this thing here, this Shrine of Smiting is a pain in the backside, so I think I'm not going to attack that city yet. I'm going to gather some forces together. We'll pull her up a little bit just so that we still have a solid triangle. Fairies again, yeah, they can come up as well, just so we have 3 almost full stacks, and then he won't attack us, hopefully. He may send an army off to try and attack down here, in which case this fort is undefended. So these cities, but if he did, he would weaken this city's defences, and that could attack. So I don't think he's going to do that. So we have Reskar, who has leveled up now. He's a dwarf. What am I talking about? He's a druid, and I really like befriend animal. It comes in very useful. So I think we're just going to go straight for that. And probably need some more hit points and some more defense. Okay, so that's that. She's just going to rest up. We have a little bit of gold, so it might be worth having a look over here. So over here in the city, we were we built the shooting ground so that we can produce elven archers, and I wanted to also build some elven soldiers, unicorn riders and eagle riders later can be produced through this building. We did lose our scoundrel, and I think I'm going to produce another couple. Yeah, let's build another couple of scoundrels there. Over here in this city we're not actually building anything, and I'd like it to build something, so we'll build some. There's nothing I really care about here. Let's build a laboratory just to increase our research speed. That's coming on nicely. So next go we can have Nightshade Fairies. We've got a knight currently being produced. So down here, I think I'll build another laboratory. Actually, no. Yeah, Rogue's Palace. And we still have some gold left over. And we'll finish that round there. Let's see if he does anything. No, his go's already finished and he hasn't moved that defending force. We now have a Scoundrel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the rally point of this city to our armies up here. And we'll get this Scoundrel on his way up here as well. Nightshade Fairies. So if we take a look at these Nightshade Fairies, they're invisible on the strategic map, which is fantastic. They can phase, so they're mobile, they do good damage. They have a lot of protection, a hell of a lot of protection. In fact, the only thing they're weak against is Blight. And when they level up, they can cure disease. Yeah, okay. So I wouldn't mind producing one of them, but we're just 1 gold short. So because of that, I'm actually not going to do anything this round. Now I'm going to produce a Nightshade Fairy, and again I'm going to set the rally point up here. The Scoundrel will make his own way there. The Knight. Head up as well. Finished our research. Only 1 turn to get quick dash, and it is a useful battle skill to have, so I'm gonna train for that. Okay, so we'll come down here and we'll see our crows. I want to get them venturing off into the mountains, just to make sure that there's absolutely nothing else I can find out there. I'm going to set all these guys to camp up, which means there's only this guy and he's on his way there, so that's it. We already have, so treasure raiding. Can I activate that? Corpse looting, treasure raiding. Let's activate this. So now we have that. We're going to get some more gold when we loot treasure sites and things like that. Okay, so this village is going to grow in 9 turns. By that time, hopefully, we'll have taken this city. But I want to make sure I have some decent troops to attack that city. Seeker enchantment. Target friendly units ranged abilities ignore range penalties and line of sight penalties and do +1 damage. That'll be fantastic for the Elven units who sometimes have to fire over walls. In fact, that is going to be fantastic for them, especially when it comes to attacking the city. I think I will produce another Scoundrel. Actually, yeah, another Scoundrel. This Elven Bowman is not really doing anything over there, so I'm just going to bring him over actually. By the time he reaches these armies, we should have a few more. Got 2 more turns there as well. I could, you know, I might even be able to. They're really not happy as well. You can see that they're not happy at all. And the reason being, they've lost the city. They've lost 3 battles in a row. Their leader has fallen. Yeah, they're really not happy. I think it might be a good idea to attack straight away. What do you think? Well, now this knight has joined. It might be... Okay, so 1 more turn. pretty much there as well. They may, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do one more. Now we actually want these crows to venture forward to the hasteberries. We have a lot of independents over here, guarding some treasure and another potential site for a city. So again, just going to send these crows into the mountains to try and avoid them being attacked. They may well still get attacked from anybody who can venture into the mountains. I could probably sneak in and steal that gold. What's he sitting on there? Right, so yeah, definitely there's an old site there, an old fort. Right, so this is going to be okay. It's a good vantage point to start this battle because it means that the smiting machine won't be involved. So actually I am going to quick save that there. Place her stack over here. These guys over here. And who do I want to leave out of this battle? It would be useful to have all the siege equipment. Draconian Elder, Monster Hunter. Well, apart from the Hellhound, we don't have any animals or anything that the Monster Hunter could really sort. Oh, and he can't move either, he's used all his movement points. Yeah, I think okay, I think what we'll do is we'll take out a High Elf Swordsman. Who are we fighting against? We've got Great Swords, Razor Bow. Yeah, we could do with as many ranged units as possible. So if I take them out, fly her over there, fly this stack over here, and start the battle with these guys. Closely matched. I have all my casting points for this fight, but we'll see how we do. He's going to be using spells and stuff against us, I suppose, so I really don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm not an expert at this game, like I've mentioned a few times. Medium speed. Right, so at the walls they do have quite a few ranged. I'm not going to come in, so the shock troopers are a big threat. So they've got razor bow, priest, spearmen. Yeah, they've got quite a few. I could put some pressure on the walls over here. So we've got toadstool fairies who can certainly... I might use these as a distraction over here to drag some units that way. We've got the battering ram, which is reinforced. These guys do a little bit of fire damage, which is going to cause problems for the battering ram. I'm going to pull the trebuchet forward. It's also reinforced. Let's pull long swordsman and Storm Sisters forward, because they're going to be doing some range damage. Down on this flank, I want somebody who can take a beating up front, so the knights are shielded, so they'll do pretty good, as will monster hunters, maybe close behind. Let's give Dragon Ancestry to the Flamers and push them behind the rock. I'm going to pull the battering ram forward to soak up some damage. Pull these kind of back a little bit. scoundrel, little sneaky ones are going to come over here. They're probably going to go along that flank. Ruskar, what spells has he got? Nothing of worth really. I could blind one of these who I think could cause a lot of damage. Spearman, no. Razor boar, a problem. So the Orc Priests. So blind is going to take up a lot, so leave me with 25, which will give me a quick dash and a holy cure if I need it. Let's give it a go. 75%. So they're blinded. I'm going to pull these guys forward. And I can't reach, and they're going to get a pummeling, so that was a big mistake actually. Stupid of me. Let's pull these forward and see if I can maybe get the spearmen interested. So shock troopers, black knights, none of those melee infantry can reach. Let's see how we get on with that. I've got a feeling I'm going to take a lot of damage here, but let's see. Flamers take some spears. So maybe a little bit of a mistake there with them bringing their leader out onto the wall. So he's got some pretty good defense though. I'm going to bring these fairies again up towards the wall. I don't want to risk these longbowmen, but they will come in useful. How are they out of range? No, gonna keep them as they are. I'm stunned to see that those longbowmen are out of range. Is it worth moving them forward one more? Well, they're not longbowmen for a start. So they're still out of range of physical attacks, which is the good news. I'm going to continue to pull the battering ram forward, but I'm still going to keep it out of range of the... it's in range now of the Hellhound, so I'm going to pull it back a little bit. See if they'll still continue to soak up damage. Going to bring the fairies over. And bring these flamers forward to cause a bit of damage over here. Use the monster hunters to cause some damage from range as well. Almost not enough to even care about. The human knights will take a lot of damage if they charge in there, so I am going to keep them back. These are the dragon ancestors, not the flamers. So these guys are pretty weak. So I don't really want to... Yeah, so they're still out of range of them. The spearmen are probably still going to be busy over here. Razor bow, they can reach the Draconian Elders. There is a line of sight penalty, but I think they could move around that and just get a... There'll be a range penalty, so I'm not too massively concerned. Let's see what happens. We're seeing some of the unhappiness taking a slight, giving a slight influence to the match, but only one. Right, let's continue to pummel this Can I move these forward here? So causing a little bit of a problem for those guys. I think I'll pull the dragon ancestors back here. And we might as well finish. So no one is still in range of the melee. And let's just get rid of those spearmen once and for all. Let's bring the knights forward a little bit here, just to charge when those gates open, which I'm sure they will at some point. Roscar's in defense there as well. Battering ram, let's move that forward now. So those hellhounds would have a very good chance of doing damage there if I... And they are within range of all of these units as well, so we want the swordsman forward. Longbowman behind. Scoundrel is once again in trouble. Let's pull these longbowmen forward and bring our hero. She can't do a lot of damage there with that one, but I can tell you what I might do. Swordsmen are going in defense, obviously. Fairies, pull them back. Gamblag won't do anything, but he does a lot of damage, so I'm going to keep him the focus of the longbowman. She's not going to do anything there with that, but Rain of Poison Blades will do some damage. Yeah, but Evangelists have already used their healing spell, so they're not going to be able to use that again. He could potentially heal himself. Ah, I should have moved them forwards. If they'd have... Let's see if I can get rid of him with... Okay, so he's down. Let's pull these fairies up behind. And these ones up behind. So they're ready for the next wave of attack there. Bring the trebuchet forward one. And he can't reach anybody, so let's pull him forward again and just hold him there. Let's bring these fairies over here. I think we're going to leave it there, so let's see what happens. So the biggest mistake there was having my longbowman in range of those hellhounds. I thought the swordsman would block them, but they obviously didn't. So those razorbow are a pain in the ass. Right. Perfect shot for the flamers. I should have moved them out the way though, that's a big problem. Let's pull these forward. Shock troopers. To be honest, I should have been aiming at the shock troopers. They have overwhelm, which means they're going to do extra damage against the knights because they are shielded. Right, I really need to be focusing attacks on... That's a very poor attack. Right, we've got a lot of problems over here now. and we should really be bringing some reinforcements. Okay, swordsman, you're guarding there, so I think you'll be okay. She's going to do a lot of damage there, so that's a no-brainer. Pull them forward. They're great swords. Luckily they can't reach these fairies. Free shot from the battering ram. Yeah, we've got a hell of a lot of problems over here. I think Reskar's army is going to be wiped out. The knights are not going to do too badly there, actually. I think we need to do a charge and that'll finish them. But first of all, let's bring Reskar forward. What can he do with that bow and arrow? Very little. He can do alright against that. That's 15, so that might almost finish them off. I could maybe slow them down. Let's try and slow down the Orcish shock troopers. Get in. Okay, so they can't move next go, which is a great thing. And the knight can charge. So they can't move. The great swords can come in, but they won't do a lot of damage, I suppose. And that buys me some time there. Alright, these guys up on the walls are going to be doing a lot of damage, so I really need to focus on them now. Let's do some damage here. Hopefully I'll get some critical, a single critical could finish them. Well, they did it anyway. Pull them forward. Now they're in range, that's not good, so let's pull them back. And let's get some reinforcements over here. Critical hit. We need our hero over here. She will be in range of the greatsword if I put her there. I think I'm going to risk it. Face her forward, and after all that she does very little damage there, so I'll just put her on defense, and that might draw these grey swords forward. Who else are we waiting for? Just the scoundrels. Okay, scoundrels, I am going to bring them up behind the swordsman and get a free shot in there. Let's see what happens. Converted. Wow. Okay, so the swordsman has been converted. Now, I don't think I have anything to break their control. I don't think that can be used to dispel. Ah, it can. Great. Let's start working on this door. Longbowmen are coming forward. and let's bring these longbowmen forward as well. They're too far away to reach. I want to bring these fairies over here. I should have moved him forward one, but stupidly I didn't. Okay, so those fairies are finished. Those guys off. Shock troopers are now fully in range. Right, all of my energy is going to be going on to finishing off these shock troopers. He does no damage. Let's pull these back and turn them back around for a devastating charge. Right, anybody in need of, desperately in need of healing? Probably these flamers and monster hunters. I think we're okay over there. So actually, I'm going to do that, just in case they need healing. Pull these forward, they're in range of the great swords. And I'm praying that the great swords don't go for it. If they do, they're much weaker now anyway. Great swords could cause a hell of a lot of damage here, but they wouldn't kill the fairies. I don't care about the battering ram, so at least that's distracted them. My heal came in useful, I suppose. Swordsman did well against those guys, and I finished them off and gained a level. Right, everybody get over here. Okay, so the priests are down. That just leaves the razor bow, who are a significant problem. Devastating charge on the gate. Bring Raskar forward and start firing arrows back. Draconian priest forward. Flamers forward. Great. We lost 3. Battering ram I'm not bothered about. The scoundrel, I've never been able to keep one of those alive yet. And the flamer, which I'm not too concerned about either. So we've managed to take... Oh no, we haven't, because they're still this thing defending. And it can be a pain in the backside, this thing as well. But in order to take the city, we do need to take it. I'm just going to auto combat. And I lost a fairy. And the reason I was auto combating that one is because this video has gone on quite some time. Finally, strange to think the sacred place has spawned so much bloodshed. Reskar is ready to perform his ritual to submerge the radiant egg into the pool now that Gamblag is dealt with. They say gazing into it may offer a vision. I might take a peek before we have to evacuate this vale. Perhaps I'll see Thanos one last time. Okay, it looks like we've finished that campaign actually. But anyway, thanks for joining me on this video. We're gonna pick up on the next one straight from where we've left off. Thanks a lot. Bye now.